Hola. Nobody in the lounge. So I guess I'm talking to myself. Hey Ray, surprised man, you did a good job on the steak. So what now? So yeah, I guess talk about this matrix we in. Lately. It's been a little hard. Not being able to get this stuff right here as fast as I like. Great batch. But yeah. Even put my thoughts together. And a friend of mine was talking about, he posed a question. Um, at this point in time in the U.S. and the United States, what's going on, brother? All right. My question is, does the lack of money help create mental illness? And it seems like when I go places, I've went a lot of places, and especially in my community, it's like I see a lot of mental illness. So what's up? Um, but it be in poor areas, same culture, areas is more mental illness, and I think it's like it is a targeting. Eat some of these greens. He ain't do so good on these greens. Mm-mm. Thanks because of the salt, which might be a good thing. You know, cut back on the salt. But yeah. Come on now. Are y'all real people? Where y'all from? So where y'all representing when y'all say, hey? You know what I mean? Me, I'm out here in Norfolk, Virginia. My son should be here in a couple months. I just don't know if I will. It's like right now, is it Rama? Samara? What's up, what's up? Where you from, Rama? See, don't talk with your mouth full, so, you know. Only got one light? It's dirty. I be thinking it's computer people anyway. But yeah, I'm trying to get in shape. I think I'll be able to look at this later on. Let me see. I'm feeling like too much, and we'll see. We'll see. Cause I've been working out, and I don't see no difference. Actually, I feel a little weaker, but I can run longer. But at the same time, I know I am mentally stressed because I haven't been getting no paper. Makes you not want to hang around people or do things. Until I get my paper right.
That question would be: Is you working out to look strong or be strong?
Am I working out to look strong or be strong? Look. I don't need to be strong. I got a gun. I got a gun. This is strictly for the broads. And of course, longevity, you know.
Sound like.
Because working out will make you in better shape. I mean, in better health, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's health reasons and physical looks.
You gotta do more free weights for physical look. Calisthenics ain't gonna get you there. Calisthenics ain't gonna get you there.
Tell that to all them guys in prison.
You doing 1,000 push-ups a day? Alright. Sound good.
Not down there.
Get that, you're gonna have to multiply your weight. Multiply your weight or multiply your reps. One or the other.
I'm going up in reps. But that thigh wow, crazy.
Multiply your weight then. Trying to get it fast. Nigga said, tell that nigga in prison. Niggas in prison ain't doing nothing but that.
That's all they do, huh? All day long.
That's better do my one put up.
Need to get my hair done. I'm over here fighting habits. So, can't smoke. No more smoking. You know, that's my thing. I said 7 days will make a difference, huh? Let's see about that. You get a like and subscribe, man. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. So yeah, I guess I'll talk to y'all about some real stuff real quick. You know what I mean? At least just to put it up here for recording. So yeah, message to my sons, to my children, future, past and present. I remember when I was in elementary school. That's the first time I heard. You know, first of all, I went to a school called Suburban Park. You know what I mean? It's a very big school. It had a lot of Caucasian people and a lot of people of many different colors. So it was like half and half. When I say half and half, I mean half strictly Caucasian. You know what I mean? For the sake of this argument, I'm going to call them Slavic. You know what I mean? A lot of people call them white people. They're not white. You know what I mean? They're Slavic people. Especially if they came over here. You know what I mean? But we'll get into that once I get there. But yeah, I came to my grandma in the middle of them trying to instill things in our minds at an early age. It was like the first time I heard about slavery. They was like, yeah, you are a slave, or you come from slaves. So when I go home, you know, my mother works. So, you know, my grandma would be home when I get off from school, catch the bus or whatever. So I'm like, hey, grandma, were you a slave? She was like, huh? What's crazy is she had no idea what I was talking about, like not one clue. And so I just talked to him like, hey, well, they told us in school that we was brought here from Africa and that we were slaves. She was like, yeah, no, I don't know anything about that. I was like, well, what do you know? She was like, we're from here. I'm like, where? She was like, this land. She didn't call out a particular state, you know what I mean? Even though she's from the southern border. Um, so I kept asking questions. She was like, yeah. She was like, I don't know anything about slavery. She said, I know that that the Slavic people were getting help. The Slavic people were getting help from, the so-called government. And so they would be the ones that would have the money, and they would treat us real bad, you know. Just like today, what I mean, they don't really treat us good per se. You know what I mean? Certain things that they can't do physically anyway. But they can tell you no, we don't want to hire you. And is that their fault or is that our fault? I'll get into that too. But yeah, she just said, we're from here. She didn't call it an Indian or a Native American. She was just like, we're from here. And so my grandma comes from the family side of Moy. That's not her, last name. But then we have my grandfather. And my grandfather, he was older than her when he got married. And his name was Robert E. Lee. Well, not Robert E. Lee, Robert Lee Freeman. And he named his son Shepherd E. Freeman Earl. But then when you do a little history, you come to find out that Robert E. Lee that was fighting for the South was actually a man of melanin. Man of melanin. It's a big word. It's a better word than black man. Because this is black. This is not. So I'm doing this for BJ, I'm new to this. So my stage presence ain't really there. What up, what up? But yeah, so. To make a long story short, we're not African American. Most what you call black people aren't. This has been proven plenty and many times. It was proven to me when I was talking about it and used it in a court case, and I got to see how the justice system is some bullshit. How they actually took me and put me in jail in the basement without being around the other people. Held me there for like 12 days and then let me go. And then put out a warrant for my arrest to go back to court. And when I went back, they said, hey, you got to do some time. And I'm like, well, I just did the time. It was like, yeah, we don't have no record of you being here. So it let me know real fast that the people that are supposed to be the legal system are the devils. That's the house of the devil. And when I say devil, I'm not talking about a Lucifer or God's son. You know? I'm talking about the mentality of a lot of people. A lot of sloppy people. And it's kind of funny because as of right now, you know, we have something called ICE. You know, and these people with ICE are going around and grabbing people from the South of America and forcing them in bondage to push them back down south. And I think it's kind of funny and coincidental that all the people that are doing that happen to be the sons and daughters of immigrants. And if you're the son and the daughter of an immigrant, that makes you an immigrant. Like, you're not from here, you don't have no family ties here. I don't care how long you've been here. And so the real question is, like, why did you come here in 1492? Because I think a lot of that would reveal the truth of why you hate your saviors. You know, most people say they're Christian, but you never dug into the story to really figure out what was going on. You know, 1492, we freed the Slavs, the enslaved people. You know, we let them come here to the Americas, you know what I mean, to the south of the continent that they were in. You know, it was one of the places that they went to, Australia. They've been in Asia. When I say the East, they've been in the East. That's what created the people that we see now to be Asian. And I respect them because they pretty much, it's like they wiped out the original people, but they wiped out the intruder also, which in turn created their own. And that's these citrine, you know what I mean, the light-skinned Asian with the straight hair. You know what I mean? The original Asian, you know, looked like me. Hence, that's why all the Buddha pictures got that curly hair. You know, like I said, I need my hair done. But yeah. I guess I'm going ahead and work out while we talk. Get this junk an hour long. It's 30, baby. What you laughing at? So yeah, I think it's just kind of funny how they tried to say when we were younger, well, they're saying to this day that, you know, they brought slaves over here to pick cotton. And they wiped out all the needs of this land and then brought people that, you know, It's supposed to be me from Africa. You know what I mean? If you listen to the story or think about the story, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? We can get into the real story one day. But I think it's funny how now it's 2024 and people haven't figured out that everybody that works for money is working for cotton. You know what I mean? They spend half their day, or the 33% most important part of their day, you know what I mean, slaving, working for somebody else to in turn be given grams of cotton, which we call money. But you know the Constitution says the only money is gold and silver. But that cotton, what that cotton will make you do? It'll make you turn on your mother, turn on your brother. It'll make you kill, steal. It'll make you give up your body, give up your life. It's kind of sad and it's hurtful. And in turn, ice. Okay, no ice. I'll show you how to get pineapple juice to get. See, when you get it, just make sure it says not from concentrate. Y'all see that? What do you say? And of course, the real pineapple juice is from a pineapple. Styling. I see I cut it from here so I can see the abs. I think I'm about to go running. So loud chat, remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. What are the community guidelines? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121
I'll wash it. Sure you gonna wash it. You still gotta come back in here and prep.
You told me there's like 3 dishes in there.
I still gotta do my prep.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm trying to get ready to get in bed.
Yeah. Dishwasher. But yeah, when it comes down to what does any of that shit mean? So-called black people are the Aboriginal people of this land. And if you actually get that understanding, they say we're less than 13% of the population at this one time. You know what I mean? It's because, they've been killing us all. It's been the biggest Holocaust in the world is America. Now with that, every time you buy something, you pay taxes. You work for your money before you get it, you pay taxes. If you own anything, you don't own nothing. Because you won't have to pay taxes on it. So the question is, what's going on? Because if you don't pay taxes, like when you go to downtown Newport News, you see all these properties that used to be owned by some of the 13%. But of course, they couldn't afford to pay them taxes. So they then got moved out of their properties. And now the city is selling their property. They're going to sell it to somebody that can afford it. And they can only afford it for now. Yeah, we got a lot of people coming over from down south. When I say down south, I mean south of Texas. Which they're allowing them to get properties and they're running the game. Because we keep making jokes about shit. You know what I mean? I don't really find it funny. But the joke is, the Mexicans can do anything, blah, blah, blah. I've been working with Mexicans for years. And come to find out, a lot of them can't do nothing. But your trust is in them, and that's really all it takes. You know what I mean? I do like the community that they have, because they'll take somebody understanding their situation, and they'll say, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? You come out there with us, we'll show you. And a lot of times with us, like my homeboy has a friend. I'm like, hey brother, what do you do? He was like, yeah, I build properties. You know what I mean? I sell real estate and blah blah blah. I was like, oh, well, can I work with you? He's like, well, what do you do? I was like, what do I do? I was like, well, first thing is, I want to work for you. You know what I mean? That way you can tell me what to do and I do it. But since you asked, I've been in construction for a long time. You know what I mean? I started doing plastering when I was in high school. You know what I mean? I done did plumbing for years. I done did electrician work. I done did framing. lot that's been done. So when I talked to him about it, he was like, "Oh, you don't really do nothing. You know what I mean? I can't do nothing with you." I was like, "Well, what do you do?" It was like, I own the business. I was like, "Yeah, but what did you do before you owned the business?" He couldn't give me an answer. I was like, "So it sounds like you wouldn't hire you. You wouldn't hire yourself." So how should I feel about somebody that puts standards beyond themselves? Especially as a community member, especially as a part of my community. You're not a part of my community. That's why I should label this shit, I hate black people. I mean, how can you deal with another race of people when you got to deal with your own first? You know what I mean? The real problem. Once we get ourselves straight in the concept, we're going to be a problem. Say again? Well, I'm pretty much done. I'm not really nothing to wash. Split the water a little bit. Matter of fact, I just came up with the idea. It's going to be called Am I Wrong? So am I wrong? I got a question for you. So I've been out of a job and my situation and something happened with my account. A lot of money was taken out, so I've been broke lately. And when you're broke, you get to see how people really feel about it. Well, I ain't gonna say it's when you're broke, it's when you might need them. I'm about to end this. I'm about to come back. Peace.
So I'm calling you, brothers and sisters, to join me in my endeavor to honor this ground. And just to